Hello, music fans. Welcome to the Death by Unicorn Top 3 Albums of Every Year series. Today, the year is 1995, and my number one album. Yeah, that's right. I start with number one. I don't do countdown. I've been starting with number one, so you get to find out right away what you want to know. My number one album of 1995 is Damnation Game by Symphony X. It's their second album, their first to feature Russell Allen on vocals. This is progressive metal with neoclassical and symphonic influences, amazing guitar playing by Michael Romeo. Honestly, probably favorite, my top five favorite albums of the decade of the 90s. My number two of 1995 is Adrenaline by Deftones. It's their first album. They had a nice blend of post-hardcore, alternative, and new metal sounds on this. My number three is The Edges of Twilight by The Tea Party. This is their third album, an excellent rock album by a Canadian band that has some nice Middle Eastern influences. And there is a Ranking the Albums video for The Tea Party on my channel, so check that out if you like The Tea Party and want to see a ranking of all their albums. Now let's do some honorable mentions. I've got 6 honorable mentions for 1995. First one is A Change of Seasons by Dream Theater. It's marketed as an EP, but it's pretty long. It's 57 minutes and 30 seconds, pretty much the same length as a typical full-length album for most other bands. However, it just contains one original song, which is a 23-minute prog metal epic, which is amazing. The rest of the songs on this album are covers, which are also really really great covers. So the reason it didn't make my top three is I just couldn't, like, most of the album is covers. I can't justify putting a cover album in there, even though it is really great. Another honorable mention is Thrack by King Crimson. This is their 11th album. It's progressive rock with a little bit of metal and industrial influences thrown in. There's lots of instrumentals on this. And it's not my favorite by King Crimson, but all of their albums are really good. Another honorable mention, Tales from the Punch Bowl by Primus. It's their 4th album. It's even wackier and more progressive than their previous work. My favorite track off here is Winona's Big Brown Beaver, which is obviously just a hilarious title and just has like really awesome guitar riffs and bass lines, and it's just crazy. Another honorable mention is The Bends by Radiohead. This is their 2nd album. It's a nice blend of alternative rock, Britpop, and post-grunge. It's very highly acclaimed, and I can see why. 2 more honorable mentions to go. The Final Experiment by Ayreon. This is the debut album by this group, and they've made a lot of interesting progressive metal rock operas that feature many different male and female vocalists. So it's pretty cool if you're into prog metal, but also kind of into musicals. It kind of blends those two worlds. And my last honorable mention for 1995 is going to be the Foo Fighters debut album, self-titled Foo Fighters. Yeah, they've become one of the biggest rock bands of our time. They have this nice blend of alternative, grunge, and punk, all sorts of influences coming together on this album. And yeah, it's pretty good. And that's it for me for my 1995 picks. Stay tuned for the next episode on 1996. Peace out.